biggest frustrations is data cleanliness. And, as the saying goes, garbage in, garbage out, right? So how is Carrier preparing their AI layer of data to make sure that the information that's coming out in the future is clean, and that your order to cash processes will have solid information and the information that you're reporting out is accurate?
How it is important to building a great foundation, right? Until unless you have a properly sanitized information data that is available, there's a risk that it will break down. From our perspective, we are putting, more effort now to build the foundation, right? Uh, to have a proper sanitization in terms of master data cleansing. There are a lot of aged, I'll say, informations that is available, that customer contacts probably not updated, right email IDs. As all the panelists are emphasizing on the data cleanliness, so probably that I would like to spend a couple of lines on that one. So probably our most of effort are now putting onto the master data building, right? Not only updating all the master data, but also have a proper sanitization of that. So that is one thing that we are putting most effort right now.
We all know that right now we need this component of human in the loop. So I'm going to go through each of my panelists because I think each of you has a very different perspective. Where do you see AI in your business? And how do you still see the human being involved? And then even further, how do you train those people for the next level as these more thought provocative, differently trained roles? So Sanmith, I'll start with you first and let's hear what you've got to say.
So first and foremost, for any finance process, I would say compliance is the pillar, right, backbone. And nowadays, the other important thing is the speed of decision making. We need to make a balance of this one. And just to start, where should we start? And as I was touching upon during your last question, that we need to build the foundation first, right? And then we have to identify the areas. As of now, it is working in compartments, right? So cash application, credit worthiness assessment, and stuff like that. But if we need to implement it to an end-to-end process, then probably we need to start thinking that, okay, probably we need to start with a strategy of, like we call that, crawl, walk, and run kind of thing. Probably take a pilot project, right, and run it if it is successful, and what are the areas it is not working properly, the areas which probably needs to be identified, that okay, these are the areas which and this differs from business to business, right? Different for a manufacturing organization, different for a service industry, different for the customers you are catering to, right? It can differ. So probably we need to identify that how we can implement this to the ground. That is one thing. Touch upon the point that he was touching upon, how we can serve better to our customers, right? That is at the end of the day, that's the goal for any corporate. So probably these are the areas that basics we need to touch upon, and the requirements, like what are the limiting factors that we need to identify at the very outset. And the thing is that building upon that, probably we need to identify the design, how we should design our agents, like that base suits our requirement. If we design it well, then probably it will work well. We cannot keep it like, okay, we'll do something after month. So probably that will create more problem or a blunder for all of us. That's one thing. Probably the other thing is that, touching upon the point that you just mentioned, human in the loop. So probably compliance auditability, traceability. These are few factors that I would like to touch upon, that these are very important. Like, you have to have a proper log kind of system that is immutable, that uh, give the auditors properly trace of the data, and what version of agents that we are using, right? What are the data that is being used for any specific decision making? These are also very, very important things, right? Apart from traceability and auditability, the other stuff like that, governance. So probably how these are being validated.
I am going to steal one of their rapid fire questions and go down the list. Where do each of you think that AI is going to have the biggest impact in this life cycle of order to cash, say in the next 5 years? We'll start with Krishna first.
I don't say it is only one process. Probably I see it in the coming days from end to end, right? Right from starting credit worthiness assessment to invoicing, order management, right? Invoicing, payment follow-ups, and cash application. So it will be a end-to-end kind of autonomous, I'll say, thing that is coming in the upcoming days. That's what I see as a, and over and above that, I would see this as a, as he was mentioning, that probably it will also give me a predictive kind of thing, rather than just data recording stuff. So probably it will give me that, okay, based on the payment behavior of these list of customers from the past data sets, it will, the agent will say, throw me a list of 20 or 30 or 100 customers that I need to put it on radar, that okay, these are the customers usually delays the payment. Okay, so probably I need to put a special focus, that okay, how we can address this as a special case. Apart from that, the other thing that I look forward, that how it can partner with the, not only within limit within the order to cash, but it will partner with the other sub functions of finance like FP&A in terms of forecasting the cash flow, right? That's one thing that I'd look forward to.